we present XaiR, an XR platform that integrates large language models with the physical world. The integration of extended reality and artificial intelligence has long been the dream for XR enthusiasts. Recent advancements in multimodal large language models and improvements in XR headset technologies have made the integration of these two domains increasingly feasible. In this paper, we address several pivotal questions. How can XR headsets transmit egocentric physical information to LLMs? Can LLMs apply human-like common sense to interpret complex spatial scenes? And how effective are we at providing functional cognitive assistance through these technologies? We explored these questions by introducing XaiR, a platform that bridges the gap between multimodal LLM interfaces and real-world environmental contexts. LLMs today are not capable of reliably understanding 3D data about the physical world. Thus, we need to encode the physical world context in a way that they can be understood by these LLMs. Our system captures audio, video, and depth information using the Magic Leap 2 headset sensors and stores a world model on the headset. Image frames and audio are streamed to a server, where, along with some task descriptions, are used to generate prompts that are fed to the multiple parallel LLMs. We specifically use GPT-4 and Ferret, where GPT-4 is a state-of-the-art LLM and can interpret the scene, while Ferret can provide 2D bounding boxes. The LLMs return both text responses as well as 2D bounding boxes referring to objects in the scene. We stream these responses back to the headset, where we project the bounding boxes into 3D using the world model on the headset. We then create AR overlays with the response text and coordinates. We evaluate our system with a cognitive assistant application, which has the ability to help a user perform a task with XR feedback. We perform user studies to evaluate our system and its ability to support the cognitive assistant application, specifically for instruction following tasks. For example, one of our user studies involves measuring the resistance of a resistor using a multimeter. The first step is to be able to create instructions for other users to follow. For this, we have an expert perform the task, where the XaiR system is constantly streaming images to understand and document what the user is doing. We segment the video into 10-second long clips and use the LLM, specifically GPT-4, to provide a summary of the video. This happens online as the expert is performing the task. These summaries are later used to generate instructions with the help of GPT-4, so that the task can be performed exactly like the expert did. Once these instructions have been generated, the users in our user study were asked to use the system to do the exact same task. Here's a screen capture of what this looks like from the headset. There are AR overlays that point to the relevant objects in the scene for the task. So for example, in this one, there's an arrow pointing at the multimeter. You can also see that there are instructions telling the user what to do, as well as telling the user whether they have completed the task or not. In this clip, the instruction being told is to hold the multimeter in the user's hand, and you can see the arrow pointing at the multimeter and the instruction telling the user that they have not completed the task yet. You can sometimes see that there is a longer delay between responses from the LLM, and this is because firstly, the LLM does tend to take longer times for different prompts, and secondly, whenever the response is a longer set of text, it tends to take longer. While we try to limit how many sentences the LLM responds with using prompt engineering, it is not always consistent, and sometimes we do end up getting longer sentences, which can affect the latency of the system. We sometimes see that even though the instruction has been completed, the LLM does not always understand that the task has been completed, and it requires the user to look at it from different angles or wait a few times before the LLM picks this up. This is one of the limitations of our system, because our system is limited by the accuracy of the LLMs that we use. Despite the limitations, though, the system still helps the user complete the task successfully. XaiR, a platform that allows you to do mind-blowing things with AI and XR. Thank you for reviewing our work.